So today's topic is encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Anyone has any idea what is encapsulation? And in English, like normal English, what is encapsulation? Yes. So basically, encapsulation is um, like a capsule. If you see, there is all enclosed everything inside. Okay, the main medicine is enclosed in is inside, or the important part is inside, and it will be bind together in a single unit. Okay, so everything is bind together in a single unit. That is called as encapsulation. So in Java also, uh, everything is wrapping or binding of data, variable, and even code acting on a that particular method together in a single unit is called as encapsulation. Everything which is similar to each other, we are binding together, that is called as encapsulation. In encapsulation, the variable of a class can be hidden from other classes and can be accessed only through the method of the current class. This is called as data hiding. So data hiding is also um, very important topic. Okay, so um, so in encapsulation, we do data hiding, and with the help of uh, other classes, like there is a getter and setter methods. So we can access the private data or hidden data. Hidden, hidden means here hidden means they are private to that particular class. Okay, so that is how we can use those variables in uh, private variables of that particular class in other classes. That is called as data hiding. So we will learn that how we will achieve encapsulation. Okay, so the steps of achieving encapsulation. First, we declare the variable of a class as private. Okay, so here we can do only data hiding means we can only use variables, not like methods we cannot do. Only with variables we can do the data hiding or we can achieve encapsulation. Okay. So declare the variable of a class as private, provide public, okay? It's not like we cannot make those methods as private or protected or any other default. We have to make them as public setter and getter method to modify and view the variable value. Okay, how we'll do this? We'll learn that. Okay, but the way of achieving encapsulation is these in this two steps. First, we need to declare a variable as private in a particular class, and in other class or in the same class, we will get the setter and getter method. I think in the different class only. So in the different class, we will provide a setter and getter method to modify and view that particular variable, which is in different class. Okay. So how we'll do that? Yeah, it's in different classes. So here there is an employee class where there is a private. Am I audible? Yes.
Yes, Chavi.
Okay. And if you are not understanding any of the point, you can stop me and ask me that what is this and all this. Okay. So there is a class employee where we have a private data. Data means always there is a variable, not method. It should be clear that it is not a method, it's a variable which we are using it. Okay. So this is a private uh, variable and this is a public method. Okay. Method should be public and variable should be private. So what we can do is we can declare a private variable and a public method of, there are two methods, which is a setter method and a getter method. Setter method is just to set that variable or set that variable means giving the value to that variable, and getter method is to return that variable value which we have given to uh, in the setter method. Yes. So in the other class, what we are doing, we are just creating an object of this particular class, okay, and calling this set employee ID 101. So what we are doing here in this line, we are just giving the value to this integer employee ID. This is a what you can say local variable for this particular method, right? So now int id, int eid value is 101. Why? Because we are passing that value to here. Now this 101 value we are passing from this to this, the private variable. Private variable is employee ID. Okay, it's an employee ID, not EID. So right hand side value is going to left hand side. This we have already done many times. So we should be able to understand that right hand side value is giving to left hand side, right? And then now the employee ID, which is a private variable, is what is the value of EMP ID? EMP ID is now 101. Okay. Now what we are doing, we are returning that EMP ID by get employee ID. Okay. We are getting the method. So what we are doing here, system.out.println e dot get employee. So how we can access this variable now in other class. This is a private variable. Now we are using that private variable value in other class. So this is the encapsulation. Okay, now we are doing it in Eclipse. Is Eclipse open? You'll understand more. If you don't understand, please let me know. I'll explain it.
Okay.
Okay, now which class we need to create? Okay, what is the name of the class which we will be creating here? Employee or company? You remember the program?
Company,
Very good.
because
Company,
it has a
right?
main method.
Yes, so it has a main method, so we will write company. That's correct. Okay. So company will be the name of the Java class and include the main method. So employee, we have already created one dot Java. So what we will do, we'll write employee one. Okay, employee one class, no? Class employee one. So here we will declare a private variable, private int employee ID. Okay, so this is a private variable. Now there is a public method. Public method. What is public method? Getter and setter method. Okay, so public void getter. It is setter, setting the value, right? So it's not like you have to write a name as setter. It's just that to understand that what we are going to do. So set employee ID, or what name I have given. Set employee ID. Here what we are doing, we are passing one integer employee. EID. Okay. Whatever you want, you can give it. Now here, what we are doing, we are giving the value to this particular variable. Okay. Equal to okay, so this is pointing to this and this is pointing to this particular. Okay, now there is one more method, public. This time it is not void. This is a return. There is a one return type which is integer. Get employee. Get employee ID. Okay, so what it is doing? It is returning. What it is returning? This employee. Okay. Now, in the main method, what we will do? We'll create one instance for this class. Okay. In company class, we will be creating an instance for employee class. Dot. Now we will call setter method. Okay. Set. What value we will set here? Any value. Okay. This is the employee ID. Now, what we wanted that private variable should be displayed in our console. So what we will do, we'll print that private variable by e dot get employee ID. Okay, so what will happen? That 101 will be printed with it is sorry, not get it will return that. So employee ID or get employee ID. No, employee ID you can not write, no. It will be method only. Yeah, get employee ID. So we'll execute this. Okay, so it is returning the variable and we can access that variable. So any value you can give to the private variable. And then you can access that variable. So that is called as what it is called?
Data ID?
Yes, it is called as data hiding. Okay. So this is how you can explain the data hiding concept. Okay. So now we are done with the Java part. Okay. So can we have a like a quick question answer session in the next class? How you are comfortable like for Java? Because after that Selenium is starting.
Okay.
So everyone, are you okay with one, no, just an question answer session, or you wanted something to write a program, or you want some assignments only, or you want some test also? Whatever is comfortable for you. I am okay for that in the next class, or you want some time. After that, maybe Selenium part, I'll explain whatever is there in this PPT. After that, another trainer will be taking over the Selenium part. Okay, and it's not like he is taking the Selenium part, so you cannot ask questions from me. You're always welcome to ask questions. But yeah, he will be taking your classes. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if you are comfortable with with question answers, only vocal question answers, that is also okay. If you want to write some questions, I'll prepare some questions and then you can answer it for some, you can answer it and give it to me that for checking that whether I have done the correct or not. Anything is okay. So you can tell me what is your view. Okay. So I'll just explain what is Selenium and what are the different versions of Selenium. Then maybe today's my last class. I'll inform him that from the next class he'll be taking. Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
what is Selenium? Selenium is basically an automation tool. Um, we are using this tool for uh, testing the web applications, different web applications in various browsers like Safari, Chrome, Firefox, so all the browser. This is the Selenium is comfortable with testing. So we can use, that's why Selenium is so popular because it is it's a first thing is it's an open source, and second thing is we can use this tool for various other browsers also. So what is Selenium Suite? So Selenium Suite has a four components: Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. But now Selenium RC is no more in the picture. So because it is merged now with in the second version it was merged. Then in the third version, which is a new and improved version, it has been uh, removed from the suite. And then now we are using, currently what we are doing is we are using Selenium 4. So whatever we are doing in our Eclipse are, it will be Selenium 4. Okay. So Selenium ID is basically developed in 2006. Selenium ID, full form of ID is Integrated Development Environment. So it's the simplest tool in Selenium Suite. It is Firefox add-ons. That means it's just an add-on on the Firefox, and that creates tests very quickly through its recording and playback functionality, easy to use interface to build automated test scripts. So I'll just show you what is Selenium IDE. Before it was used in Firefox, but now it is in Chrome also. Okay, so if we open the Chrome browser, suppose I have opened one Chrome browser. Please. So this is on add-ons. Like, okay, if you search for Selenium IDE, okay, for Chrome, so you see this is an extension. So if you don't have it in your system, it will come as add for Chrome. So I've already added, so it's saying remove from Chrome. Okay, so this is the Selenium ID. So it's just a record and playback tool. Okay, so in this, whenever you are opening is, what would you like to do? It will ask you. So record a new test in a new project, open an existing project, create a new project, and close Selenium ID. So these are the options you will find. So we'll just create a new project. Okay, new project will be like, suppose is a, we want to open the Google site. Okay, so we'll just say Google. Okay. So there is one um, this type of page will be open. So here what we can do is, either you can write a URL or you can start recording and then open a URL. So I always prefer that I give a URL. So if you are not talking, can you be please mute? Otherwise it's disturbing. Okay, so this is the um, this is the URL. Okay, so URL is given here in the bar. So if you have multiple URL, you can always give it in this like this. More URLs also you can give. Okay. So now when so I'm closing this Google right now here. So if I now start recording, it will open automatically. Okay, I have make it maximize. What I will do, Selenium, enter. So this is the thing I have opened, then I've closed it. Okay, and then stop the recording. Then it will be like test 1. Okay, so this is how you have recorded one test. Now, if you want to replay it, you can just copy, replay it, will be clicked. It has done so quickly that it is not visible. So what is this? Test 1 completed successfully. So like that, it is executed. So here we record it, and here from here we will play the or we can run the test case. Okay. Now what has happened? Set window size. Okay. So first thing what we have done is maximize the window, right? So this is maximize the window. Then click on that ID. What is the ID? Where we have clicked? We have clicked here. Okay. So we have clicked here, right here. And then what we have done? We have typed something. We have typed the value was Selenium, and the command was typing, right? Then we run means we have entered it. Enter किया था ना, so that we search it. So either it is set selected or run, whatever say. And then we have closed it. Okay, so this is how you execute. But as I said, ID is not that much popular, but you should know that this type of tool is available within Selenium suite. So we will be more focusing on Selenium WebDriver, not the IDE. Okay. So just an overview of IDE, I have given it to you. If you want to, yes, if you want to learn more of IDE, which is, not that much in use. So what you can do is, what I have done is in the Selenium ID, I have explained too much in the other classes. Other classes, not other classes. Only in first class, I have taken too much of the Selenium ID. In the first class means in batch 1. So if you go through all these videos, it will be helpful for you to learn more of Selenium IDE. But as I said, it is not that much popular nowadays. But these are the advanced IDE, which is like in Selenium 4, we are using it. So you can go and see all these videos. Okay. Now coming back to our PPT, which is like what are the advantages of new Selenium IDE? This is, traditionally, Selenium IDE was only in Firefox plugin. This extension means plugin. Okay. The new IDE um, is in Chrome also. Okay. So IDE is only right now working in Firefox and Chrome. No other browser supports Selenium IDE. So that is also the one of the disadvantages of Selenium IDE, that it is only in two browsers. Okay. Improve locators and locator functionality. Okay, so it has improved locator functionality. As I said, it is very, um, it takes different locator. If it is not available, it will also. So locators, you will be learning um, how many types of locators are available. Okay, so I will show you. You'll understand what are the different locators in Selenium. So there are 8 types of locators. You should remember this. This is also a very important interview question. So what are the different 8 locators in Selenium? Those are ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS selector, and XPath. Okay. So these are the 8 different locators available for Selenium. What are locators? As the name says, we are locating the
Elements.
elements. Correct. So we are locating the elements. Suppose this is a one element. Everything in the web page is one element. Okay. This is one element. This is one element. So what we have done, once we inspect it, we come to this. I see there are different types of locator. Here ID is there, class is there, right? So how many types of locator I said? ID, class name, tag name, link text. Yes. Any doubt? Yes. Anyone has any doubt?
No.
Okay. Yes. You want to add something here? Someone need to add something here if I am missing something? Okay. You can always welcome to add something if I've missed something. Okay. So there are different type of locator. With the help of these locators like ID, class, type, not type is not in this locator list, right? So whatever is there in the locator list, that only we will find. Others we will just ignore it. Okay, so these are not for our use, only this ID and class of our use. Okay, so remember that these things are not for Selenium, only ID and class. Okay, and if ID is there, you should always go for ID. Okay, and if you want to click on Gmail, right? Um, this is a Gmail. So if you want to click on Gmail, you need to inspect that. Okay, here you will find class. So you'll take class. Okay, so like that, you need to. We will learn more about more about how you can use href also. We can use different ways of XPath also. So it's a so different ways of XPath also we can use. So slowly we will learn that. Okay. Now coming to the back to the PPT. So improve locator functionality, parallel execution of test using Selenium line runner. Parallel execution means, what is parallel execution? First is sequential execution. That means in one computer, we are running one program and we are executing that. Right now, we are doing sequential execution. Parallel execution means same type of program. What we are doing, we can use it in different computer, different devices or different,
Browsers, we can say, right?
yeah, browsers, different devices also and different browsers also. Whatever you want to use it, either you can use it in that is cross browser execution, and parallel execution means it could be in a different device also. So that is also possible, but rarely we use such ways. I mean, for that we use grid. We will learn grid also, Selenium grid, uh, in our later classes. So that also help in parallel execution. Okay. Now, provision for control flow statement. Control flow statement is nothing but all the um, if statement or while, do while, for all those statements is also available in that ID. Automatically wait for page to load. Okay, so that is also one of the advantage. So we will learn about synchronization. What is synchronization? Like waiting for particular page to load so that our script should fall in the same time. So we are writing script, right? In Eclipse or in editor, we are writing script. And whenever we are running the script, if page is loading, it will take time to load the page, right? I mean, sometimes there are more of pictures in your page. Suppose you are testing one page which has more of the pictures. So it will take time for loading that particular page. So what we have to do, we have to put some weights in Selenium so that once the page is getting loaded or once the page is open, then only our script will go and give some command to that particular page. So for that, we need some weights. So here in ID, it automatically waits for the page to load, then the script will come into the picture. Okay. ID has a debugger also. Okay, so debugger is also available, which allow the step execution and adding the breakpoints. So that when you are writing big programs, this debugger is very useful to find out that where we are getting error and where we are doing something wrong. So in WebDriver also we will be using debuggers and breakpoints also. Okay, so these are the different advantages of IDE. As I've already explained you.
Can you
Yes.
please explain how to use a if statement in IDE? Like at least, can you give me one example there? How to,
Yeah.
how we can use it in the IDE?
So if we are opening the, I've closed it now. Okay, we'll create one new project. So here there are commands. So here if, else if, all these if statements, we are available here. But as I said, these are not much of use. So we can, we don't use it, but just you need to know that these are the different commands available here in the ID. Okay, so writing the commands are similar, but we, as I said, we don't use it much. You should just know that these are the different ways of, these are the different commands which are available in ID. So these are the commands. So you need to write here command, then if command and all those commands will be using it. Okay, this is the disable command. So I also have not much idea about how to use these commands. Okay, but available commands, I mean, these if commands, if statements are available here. If you go through my recordings, no, you will be learning more about how you can use it. Okay. It's similar to Java, like how we are using it in Java, but the way of writing is different. That's it. Okay, so here we have all the commands. Okay, yes.
And what is the difference between so the capital letter integer and the int, small letter int?
Capital INT and small INT. So
No,
I
no, no.
no,
Integer, capital letter integer, right? So we'll write integer and the different and the small letter int.
INT is the keyword for Java, right? We are using INT for here.
Integer,
And
yeah.
you are saying like this,
I yeah,
like this, integer, full name,
yeah, that should be capital. All should be capital.
all capital. Okay.
I saw some interview questions, so but I didn't know the answer. So
I have no idea what is it. This is not
Yeah,
even
that's the wrapper class actually. Int is a data type, whereas integer is a
hmm,
wrapper class, generally used to convert the primitive data type to object. Like
integer.
what is that wrapping? I didn't understand.
Is
it is used for typecasting actually.
yes, we will search it here. Difference between int and integer in Java. So in Java, integers are related with the distinct concept. Int is primary data type and directly holds 32 integer values while integer wrapper class.
When we want to convert a string or an integer value to string or string value to integer, we use integer dot parse int or integer dot string dot value of. There we use wrapper classes actually. Wrapper
Hmm.
classes to convert the primitive data type, which is like primitive data types are int, float, double, all those things. Those
Hmm.
primitive data types like to an object within the object.
Okay. What is primitive data type? Anyone has any idea? I mean, you're saying primitive, so I have not explained, I guess, in class what is primitive. Primitive means which is you. Oh, yeah. Anyone want to tell what is primitive data type? Even Harshada, you want to explain?
Primitive data types are like integer, float, double. All those are primitive. Non-primitive are like classes. Like string is a class; it's not a data type,
Hmm.
so that becomes non-primitive. Array is also a non-primitive.
Okay. Integer is a primitive data type, while in full integer is a wrapper class. Okay. Integer being a primitive data type got flexibility. We can only store the binary values in integer. You see, integer is a wrapper class for integer data type. It gives more flexibility in sorting, converting, and manipulating an integer data. Okay. Okay, it gives you the more flexibility in sorting, converting, and manipulating and data and
Yeah,
integer.
primitives usually we store single values, whereas for
Mhm.
these non-primitive, we can store a set of data, more number of data rather than one, and we can also operate many options like sorting.
Oh,
Like if it is strings, then we can go for splits, all those
got
things,
it.
predefined methods using.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah, like we need to write it like this integer. Now it will work. Okay, if we write int, then it is like a integer, suppose e. Okay, so like that. So integer gives you, you can same like int only, but it will give you more, what you can say, more flexibility of sorting that data. Okay, like integer dot, okay, this is valid and this is not valid. Why it is not valid? Because it will not be allowed you to wrapping up the data. Okay, you cannot change this to string. Okay, you cannot change your int value to, what is this pers? What is this method? Anyone know what it is doing?
It is converting actually.
Converting to integer to string, right? So this value will be now string, like this.
Yeah,
Okay. So here it is, this is valid that if you are using integer, full integer, you can convert that variable into string.
like 10 in double quotes is actually a string
String
that
only.
we are converting into integer. So
Hmm.
whenever we convert a string to integer, we use integer class,
Integer.
wrapper class.
Yeah. Class. Okay, like that. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we do it as like this, we can use it integer dot, like that only, right? But it should come automatically, no?
Yeah, actually. When we say dot, it's supposed to,
To come, right?
yeah, methods.
No, it is giving error, obviously, because it is not coming automatically. Just a
It
minute.
actually comes.
Okay. So I will find out this why it is not working and will let you know. Maybe it needs some um, other what you can say, files or
Do we need some Selenium for this?
I don't know. Like it's for Java, no? So I don't think Selenium is required here.
Yeah,
It's
because
for
it
Java.
it is it is under Java.lang package only. But
Uh,
that comes with the Java, right?
yeah, Selenium won't be required, but maybe
Yeah.
other files or maybe other what you can say, JRE files may be required. I'm not sure about that. I need,
Oh, can you just check that JRE to JDK instead of 16? Can we make that to 17 probably then?
yeah.
I'm not sure, but we can just try. Configure build path. Yeah.
Um, where is it? Configure J. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's 16. Instead of 16, can we choose 17?
But it should be the 17 should be there to select,
No, we
right?
can directly double click on JRE system library.
Uh-huh.
That will open there. From the drop down, we can select. Yeah,
Oh,
we
what
can.
latest
Yes.
router. Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure because I'm just trying with 17. It shows actually for integer dot. I guess it's still not seen.
Something. Oh, so for you it is working.
Yeah.
So can you share your screen? I mean, if it's possible for you to share it.
Yeah. I just actually I logged in through.
Sorry.
I logged in through mobile. Just give me a minute.
Oh,
I'll
okay,
just.
okay, okay.
Yeah, I can now share Chavi.
Yes, you can share.
Yeah.
Mm. And so if you can show that which version of Java because I have installed it long back and I'm using that version only. I'm not updating.
I'm just working on something, so I just tried here. If I say integer, which is from the java.lang package, and dot, if you say parse int, yeah, it takes as string. So
So
whatever
it will
value,
automatically come like this. Yes.
yeah. So if I say string,
But there in the code it shows like integer dot parse and then the bracket, right? That's how it was there.
yeah, parse int and bracket. And if I here pass, I have to pass string only, so I'm passing s here.
Yeah.
If this returns int value, then I guess I can store it as this. And if I try to print, I can print k now. So k will have
Correct.
integer 10.
10.
It will have a 10 value initially, which was string. Now it has been converted to a primitive data type.
Correct. So it's
The non-primitive data
The
type,
value then now a little bit confused now.
the non-primitive value is there, right? This is string is non-primitive data type. We are converting this non-primitive data type variable value to a primitive data type. And to convert that, we need this integer wrapper classes. Integer wrapper class, string wrapper class, like that.
Got it.
Integer dot parse int of it accepts string, but this returns you whatever value, string value is there, that it will convert into integer, and then we can store it in a variable and print it. But if we use any values like this, so it doesn't work, I guess. I guess you get some random value for it, or ASCII values of each letter will be added and given the value of integer. You can try it.
yes, it's pretty clear. Nice explanation, Harshada. Yeah,
Thank you.
clear for everyone? Yes. Okay, nice, nice. So
I'm stopping. Yeah.
yeah, good that we have
Thank
discussed
you.
it and I have learned something new today. Okay, good that Archana has asked some questions. So it's like
Yeah.
we can discuss some questions and we can discuss it in our class like that. So everyone's
Yes.
knowledge will be no, increased. Okay,
Sure. Yeah.
okay then I'll share once again. And we are pretty good with the with this ID. This much only we will be learning ID. Not much. This PPT is already with you guys. So what I was saying is record, playback, saving, all these things we have already done. So these are the few components of ID, which is we have like we already know that this is menu bar, toolbar, start, stop recording, address bar, and editor box, log, test case box, test log reference. So all these things we have. So limitations of ID, as I've already told you, uh, it does not available for other browsers, cannot export to web driver, sorry. So web driver, we cannot export these to okay. So here there is some, if you are writing text case, you can export in these many languages. Okay. So it is not here, web driver is not available. So we cannot use this like whatever programming we have done here for with record and playback. So we cannot use it in our web driver. So that is also the disadvantage. If it is exported WebDriver, it will be like much of use, but right now that is not available. So we cannot, it is not supporting data-driven testing. So data-driven testing is a framework which we will be learning in later point of time. Cannot perform database testing. Database testing is also like backend testing or whatever backend data you are taking from. Like suppose you have some data in your Excel sheet. So how can you take that? You can take that data in the Selenium, but you cannot use it in ID. Okay, so cannot provide detailed test report. So in Selenium WebDriver, you can use it detailed test report with the help of test engine. Okay, so that also we will learn in WebDriver. So because of these limitation, we are not using Selenium IDE in our regular use. So we are always focused on Selenium WebDriver. Okay, so
Right.
yes, are you
Sorry,
done?
I had a one quick question, Chavi.
Mm-hmm.
So in the real like scenarios, like right? So when the if the client is using if they're using a Selenium IDE,
Mm-hmm.
right? So is it like only the testing, the opening up the browser, and then just like selecting whatever like we needed. Other than that, like what and all we can do in Selenium IDE, other than like just opening the browser. Other than that, like
That's why I said you go through these videos. You will learn. We will find out. See, many things you can do it in Selenium IDE, but as we said that you cannot export it into Selenium WebDriver. But every company is using Selenium WebDriver nowadays. But there is one component in Selenium which is ID. So I'm just explaining you in a so that you know that what is Selenium ID. ID is a also one of the components. So should not like should not be like you don't know what is ID. It's not required to learn also about ID. You can do many things in ID, but again, whatever you do in ID will remain in ID only. You cannot use it that programming or those scripts in Selenium WebDriver. So that's why you are not, if you are interested in learning more of ID, go through these videos. Go through these videos, it will give you the detailed way of teaching ID. But as we have discussed, like me and other trainer, that no need to teach so much of ID in 3 classes. Otherwise, it's just waste of their time and our time also. So that's why I have stopped teaching much of ID nowadays because as it is not popular, but you should know that what is ID component. So that's why I'm just touching the different what are the different ways of using ID and what are the different components and how it works. So that's why. If you want to learn more of ID, go through those videos and you will learn what are the different ways of using. There are so many things like you can print something, you can do if and else statements, you can use it. Everything I have explained you in those 3 classes. Okay.
so can we test any web up like for example,
Yeah,
like,
web application. Of course, you can test it. You can do testing. For that, you don't need to know about what are the different locator. It's automatically taking the locators also. As
I
I've
know.
shown you, it is when you are writing some when you are writing your what do you
Com
say?
commands, right? I mean, like we don't have to find the locator and
Find the
then
locators. It automatically takes the locators. If we are writing here, see google.com, right? So you don't need to, whatever you are doing, it is automatically taking the locators. It is automatically, um, like suppose we have clicked here. You don't need to search for locators here. It is automatically searching. It is automatically doing everything. So that's what is the ease for creating uh, a testing a web application in this. See, it is automatically target means link text. See here it is taking link text. Why? Because no locator was available here. So it is giving you the link text. It is giving you the CSS selector also. It is giving you the XPath also. What is XPath for this particular target? Target means what? Nothing but web element. Okay. So it is
correct.
automatically giving you all the locators what are available here. You can use these locators you can copy paste and use it in your Selenium also, but it's not a good practice. Just I'm telling you that it automatically takes the locator value. We don't need to set any locator. There in WebDriver, you have to search for locator. You have to create your own locators or create the XPath for your web element. Okay, so all these things are automatically done, but still this is not of much use. That is also the reality. It is not of much use, even though we can do so many things very easily in our IDE, but still a WebDriver is more popular than IDE. Okay.
Do any
And
companies still use IDE these days?
I don't think so. Like I have not heard of any company using IDE, but never say never. So um, right now I have no idea that any company is using
Okay.
ID as their um, testing tool.
To,
No,
yeah, okay.
no, it's not using. But as it is a component of Selenium, we should know that there are three. First, Selenium 1, there are three components, only ID, Selenium RC, and grid. In Selenium 2, there are one more component, which is Selenium WebDriver. Okay, WebDriver is introduced. In Selenium 3, RC has been removed, and then Selenium WebDriver and this is merged together, and RC has been removed. Why RC has been removed? Because it has additional server. So that's why it has been removed from Selenium 3. In Selenium 4 also, it's the advanced version of Selenium WebDriver, more of Selenium WebDriver only. So this is a old PPT, it is Selenium 4 is already in the market and we are using Selenium 4. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, so as I said already, uh, Selenium RCE is need RC server. Okay, so RC server is required whenever we are using Selenium RC. So when you are writing your script and it needs an Selenium RC server to communicate the browser and the script. Okay, but in WebDriver, you don't need any server. You directly communicate with the script will be directly communicating with the browsers. Okay. So that's the use of, that's why RC has been removed, because it has a complicated architecture, and WebDriver has a very easy architecture, and it doesn't require any additional server for communication. Okay. So these are different shortcomings of RC, and these are the advantages of RC. It has more direct commands like send keys, click. You will learn all these commands later point of time, and it has a difficult commands, and it is very ambiguous also, redundant and confusing APIs. That's why it has been removed from Selenium. Okay. Yeah, here also it supports more of GUI. WebDriver is more supportive and has less time for loading web elements. So that's why it is more of use. Okay. WebDriver is much of use than RC now, and WebDriver is a tool that runs automatically across different browsers. So WebDriver tool is used in different browsers, all the browsers actually. Okay, and it supports cross-platform testing framework. This is very important. We'll learn more about this cross-platform testing framework, which is like same script you can use it in different browsers also. You don't before that in RC you need to write different script for different browsers. But cross-platform testing means same script used for Chrome browser also, Safari also, Firefox also. Okay, so like that. Programming interface to create and run test cases. Okay, so this is a programming interface. What is programming interface? It's an API. Application programming interface. Okay, it makes provision to perform action on the web element. So that we have already explained. Selenium WebDriver is pretty fast and it does not require a cross engine like RC and directly with a browser application. Yeah, that also we have already explained. Support multiple programming language. Yes, so it supports many programming language. Different frameworks like TestNG. TestNG we will be covering in our course. Okay. REST framework we are not covering. So only TestNG we will be covering. Yeah. So before going to the WebDriver, you should know the architecture of the WebDriver. That what we are doing, Selenium test script. Okay, so we are writing the test script. Then those test script are converting to JSON commands. Okay, it will be converting to JSON command, and then it will use the drivers. Okay, for Chrome driver we need Chrome browser we need Chrome driver. For Firefox browser we need Firefox driver, like that. Okay, so that also we will learn in our later classes that how we are using. But for that particular browser, we need particular driver. Okay, so whenever we are writing the script, you will get to know that if you are like driver dot, um, either we are using the Chrome driver or Firefox driver, so we have to write it like that. Okay. Now coming to the few limitations of WebDriver. WebDriver cannot test the mobile application. Okay. For that, you need a different framework, which is API. So even though it has a limitation, but it has a workaround also, that with the help of APM tool, we can test the mobile application also. Okay. Cannot provide a sequential testing. With the help of Selenium WebDriver, we cannot provide the sequential testing, but with the help of Grid, we can do, oh, sorry, miss of tongue. We can only do sequential testing in the WebDriver, but with the help of Grid, we can do parallel testing also. Okay, so parallel testing, as I've already explained to you, that parallel testing means testing the same set of test cases in different devices. Okay. Selenium WebDriver has a limited reporting. Okay, so in the WebDriver, we have a limited reporting, but again, it has a workaround. And in TestNG, we can have a very detailed report, so that we can do. It's a third-party tool. TestNG is a third-party tool, which is which gives you the detailed report. Okay, yeah. Also, it has a limitation. that you cannot do the testing, image testing. You cannot do the image testing in our WebDriver. Just a minute. Okay. So we cannot do image testing in our So this is also one of the most important interview question, that will you be able to do the testing of image in our WebDriver? So Selenium WebDriver don't do the testing of image. Why it is not doing the testing of image? Anyone has any answer? Why we cannot do the, is everyone available? Am I audible?
Maybe it doesn't have any locator for the image. I'm not
Correct.
sure.
Correct. So images don't have locator. So that's why we cannot do the testing of an image. Whatever images are available in your web application doesn't have any locator. So that's why we are not able to do the testing in any of the image. Okay, so this is the limitation, or you can say the shortfall of WebDriver. Okay. Any doubt in this? Even though it has few limitations, but always have an workaround for many of the limitations of WebDriver. So that's why it is very popular tool. WebDriver is a very popular tool. Okay. Okay. So these are the different commands of commands, like a get command. These are all different get commands. Okay. Maybe in the next class we will be explaining more about the get commands, browser command. What is the this is also very important interview question. Browser command, no? What is the difference between close and quit? Okay. So what are the different locators available, as I've already explained to you, and how it is being using navigation command. This is also important interview question, that what are the different navigation, like navigate means what? When you are in one side, how you can navigate or to the other side. Okay, and then how will we navigate back to the again to that side, so that that you can do it with the navigation command. Okay, we'll be learning that in our next class. Any doubt in today's class? Any doubt you want to ask? No doubt. Okay, we've already stretched our class too long, so we will be stopping here.